All right, how's everybody doing out there? This is Cornelius Jones, and I have a very important message I want to bring out today to all of those people out there who are atheists, to every single person out there who lacks belief that God exists or lacks belief that any gods exist. Very important question I want to ask for you guys today, and I'm going to jump right into it. First of all, I cannot prove to you that God exists. I cannot prove to you that the God of the Holy Bible, the one who is the creator of heaven and earth, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the all-knowing, all-powerful God, the one true God exists. That's the God I'm talking about when I say God. I cannot prove to you that he exists. On the contrary, you cannot prove that he doesn't exist. And so, with that said, the question is, when we open our eyes and we look around this world, the universe, our bodies, the question is, what's more reasonable to believe? That this organized system in our body, that it just came about by some unintelligent, unorganized accident, or that an intelligent creator, an intelligent mind created or developed this organized, complex system called the human body. Which one is more reasonable to believe? That's my major question. So to break this down, I have a couple premises that I want to walk with you on, and I hope you can follow me in this and reason with me in the comment section. All right, premise number one. All organized systems have a creator. Can you agree with that? Based on my prior experience in, my 39 years of living on Earth, I've never seen a system, an organized system that did not have a creator or a developer. Okay, any system, any systematic, organized entity, I've never seen one that didn't have a creator. So we're talking about machines. We're talking about, the sky is the limit. Anything that you look at and identify, hey, that has organization to it. I've never seen any organized system that did not have a creator. That's what my experience tells me. Okay, so premise number two, the human body is an organized system. Therefore, premise number three, the human body has a creator. So that's my line of reasoning there. Premise number one, all organized systems have a creator. Premise number two, the human body is an organized system. Premise number three, the human body has a creator or had a creator. Now, if we backtrack a little bit, premise number two, the human body is an organized system. Well, I don't think anyone can disagree to that. I mean, when you look at our body, biology and science tell us that our body is a system, a quite well organized. It has, tremendous organization to it. We have we have a circulatory system. We have a respiratory system. We have a nervous system. We have a digestive system. All of these systems are functioning in proper order, and they're doing their part in sync with one another to keep us alive. So I don't think anyone can disagree to that the human body is made up of organized systems. Okay, so let's back up to the first premise. Do all organized systems have a creator? Well, I don't see how we can disagree with that either. When you look around this world, all the things that we see, every invention, everything that has ever come out, everything that we see in this world, how they're all organized systems. I don't see how we can say they don't have a creator. However, I'm sure many of you would disagree with that. And when it comes to our bodies, well, what most likely, if you disagree, you would most likely say, well, the problem is that we don't know because we were not there. We were not there when the first human body came into existence. So we were not there when that organized system came into existence. Therefore, we do not know that it had a creator. Okay. And again, I'm just saying, well, which one is more reasonable to believe, given all the facts about what our body does? Is it more reasonable to believe that it came about by some unintelligent process, or is it more reasonable to believe it had a creator? So let's get back into this idea that we don't know that the human body had a creator, that this organized system called the human body had a creator simply because we were not there. Does experience equate to evidence? That's the question. Well, I would have to agree, yes. Experience is evidence. I would 100% agree with that, okay? Your experience matters when it relates to evidence or the testimony of someone else's experience, okay? That matters, and that does equate to evidence, in my opinion. But what happens when we have no prior experience and we have no evidence? What happens? Can you still know that something had a creator? Well, I would like to challenge that idea that we can't know because we weren't there with this simple analogy. If you are 40 years old or above, I'm 39, so I remember this time. You remember a time on this earth where there was no such thing as the internet. Back in the 80s, in the 1980s, the internet did not exist. The internet, I believe it came out sometime, was it either late 80s or early 90s? I believe it was early 90s. Okay, that's irrelevant. The point is, you remember a time when there was no internet. And at some point in this life, there was a point when you used the internet for the first time. There was a point when you sent your first email. There was a point when you visited a website, when you put in www. whatever the website was for the very first time. Now, you may not remember that, but there was a time you did it for the first time. So prior to that, whenever that was, you had no experience with the internet. However, there was never a question in your mind that the internet had a creator. Why? Because the internet is an organized system that demands someone that developed it. Someone created it. My point is, that is innate in you. That is something in you that is innate, that you already know. Now, did the internet have good evidence for a creator? Absolutely. And we all agree to that. So I'm not saying that that the internet didn't have, I can't say the internet didn't have good evidence. It obviously had great evidence that no one can deny that it had a creator. My point is, even though it did have evidence, my point is you did not need the evidence to know it had a creator. I'm willing to bet that the first time you used the internet, you did not necessarily have a conversation with someone, whoever it is that introduced you to it. You didn't have a conversation with them about who the creator of the internet was. I'm willing to bet that most of you watching this video right now, if I asked you who created the internet, you would not be able to tell me. Okay, so yeah, we know Bill Gates created Microsoft, but I'm talking about the internet. Who created the internet? You will probably have to do some research to find that out. And the evidence is good for that creator. But even though you don't know who created it at this point, if you don't know, and even though the first time you used the internet, you probably did not have an intensive, research session to find out who created it. You did not need that to know it was created or it was developed by somebody. The reason you know the internet was developed is not because of the evidence. And if you want to sit there and tell me that The only reason you know the internet has a developer for sure is because of evidence. No, you're not. I don't think you're being completely honest. There's not anything in you that would reason that this organized system called the internet and all that it is today came about by some unguided, unintelligent accident or some type of process that did not require a human intelligent mind to develop. You would not think that, even though no one ever had a conversation with you about who developed it, who the creator was. The first time you used the internet, you had no prior experience, and there was nothing in you that questioned that it had a developer. You do not need evidence to know innately in your heart, in your mind, that something was created. Why? Because you know that something organized, a system that is organized, that has so many nuances and details and intricacies to its development, you know it has a creator. So, what are your thoughts about what I said and related to the internet? The first time you used the internet, were you sure that you were sure it did not have a creator? I mean, excuse me, you were sure that it had a creator. So which one is more reasonable? That's all I'm asking. Which idea is more reasonable? Based on everything we know, all our prior experience with organized systems, when it comes to our bodies, and it comes to the intellect that comes with inside our minds. How did this come into existence? Is it more reasonable to think that our intelligence was created or brought about by some non-intelligent entity, some non-intelligent chemical or accident? Or is it more reasonable to think that our bodies came about by an intelligent creator? That's all I'm asking. Which one is, okay, you say you don't know. Okay, well, which one is more reasonable? Which one is more reasonable? Can you answer that question? This is Cornelius Jones with, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Hope this video made sense to some people, and I look forward to engaging in some comments in the comment section. You guys be blessed, and you have a great day. Please share this video with the others that you believe do not know the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, especially those who do not or lack faith that God exists.